And for more on this, spokesperson for the NPA's investigating Directorate, Sindisiwe Seboka, joins me from Pretoria. Thank you very much for your time. So there's two matters. Let's go through the first one. And this, I think, dates back, 2015, which is in order for Tegeta to buy Optimum Coal, they needed 2.1 billion rand. Explain the case you believe you have against Tegeta, which of course we know is owned and controlled by the Guptas. I understand it involves concerns about money laundering, theft of money from state-owned enterprises as well.
So the main application, the 2.1 billion application, is basically the investigating directorate saying that Tegeta got the 2.1 billion rand in order to buy Optimum Coal Holding, which owns Optimum Coal Mine and Optimum Coal Terminal, as various other things, through about 600 million rand prepayment from Eskom, as well as other businesses linked to the Gupta family, including Accenture Ventures Limited, which then ceded off its claim to Templar, and various others, Albertine. What we're basically saying in that particular matter is that there was a chipping in to help the Gupta family in layman terms in order for them to purchase Optimum Coal Holding. And what we're saying, when we follow the money through the financial flows, we see how Eskom was defrauded. We see how Transnet was also defrauded through the Transnet Second Defined Benefit Fund, which is for pensioners of Transnet. And we also see how other departments also chipped in order to assist them without them being aware. Eskom, however, we're alleging, was aware. Some officials working there, as well as board members, through our investigation, we were alerted that they were aware about what was happening. So that's the first application in which we're focusing on. And we're asking the court next year on the 8th of March to basically preserve the assets or shares and claims owned by Tegeta Exploration, as well as to basically later forfeit those particular assets.
Now, the second issue, this is your application against the Bermuda company called Templar Limited. You've just mentioned them. They're an international investment firm, the largest independent creditor of Optimum Coal Mine. What is your case there?
So in that matter, we're saying that the 1.3 billion rand claim that they have of being creditors to Optimum Coal Mine, Optimum Coal Holding, we're saying is a claim that should be null and void, because we are alleging that you cannot benefit from proceeds of crime. So what happened there is that Accenture Venture Limited, a company that was owned by the Daniel McGowan, who also owns Templar, as well as another person, basically got the money in order to be able to give that advance payment to Optimum Coal Holding through nefarious means. When we follow the money, we also found that Griffin, a company that is actually located in Dubai, owned by AJ Gupta's son, is a company that assisted or funded Central Valor Limited, who then ceded or gave off or gave away their share to Templar. So we're saying Templar's 1.3 credit right in which they are claiming, or their credit claim against Optimum Coal Holding, is not valid, because following the money says that the money was gotten through ill-gotten gain. So they cannot also benefit. So these are two applications, but both of these applications are interlinked, because essentially the credit claim that Templar is claiming to have against Optimum Coal Holding was gotten illegally in order to purchase Optimum Coal Holding. So what we're saying here is both of these claims cannot stand, the shares cannot stand. This asset, which is the mine as well as the terminal, need to be forfeited to the state, for the state to be able to sell it off to the highest bidder, to people who can properly manage it, so that work can properly begin to revive this particular mine.
I mean, it's astonishing. In your press release, you quoted Daniel McGowan, the owner of Templar. He stated under oath that the funds advanced by Griffin Line derive from, quote, money stolen from the South African government and laundered via Mr. Sengala on behalf of his father and wider family members. I mean, this issue, it's been years now. It first came up, I think, even before Thuli Madonsela's State of Capture report, and it's been dragging on. We've seen that the mine itself in terrible difficulties. But I suppose what I want to know is how difficult is this going to be to move forward? I presume you've done your homework because it's been years, as you say, trying to follow the money. But we know that the Guptas have fled the country. We know that they're not coming back. So how hopeful are you of actually really getting anywhere in what you believe is one of the main arms of state capture?
We're actually quite hopeful, especially after following the money, like you rightfully said, as well as the assistance that we've received from various state-owned institutions, as well as assistance from the asset forfeiture unit that is located within the ID. So what we're saying with this application is that we're going to go in guns blazing to forfeit, to have this particular mine and terminal and all of the shares owned by Tegeta to Optimum Core Holding forfeited to the state so that we can move ahead, recoup the money lost to the state, as well as to turn around a mine that could possibly help the people of Mpumalanga, because we know that in that particular area, it's one of the mines that were keeping that economy up and thriving. So we're not backing down, that's one thing for sure. And in terms of trying to get the Guptas back, we have been in communication with Interpol. We are still in communication with Interpol. We are hoping that something will come there, but we're not backing down. We already seized through another matter the unlimited restraint of the Gupta assets and island site, which gave us the plane and various other assets. So we're not backing down, we're fighting.
Well, thank you so much for that update. Important story there. And that was the NPA's investigating Directorate spokesperson, Sindisiwe Seboka.